Okay, I am out of my element a little bit here, but hopefully this works. I tested something. Look at this shit. I downloaded keystroke viewer software, so you can see what I'm typing and like the shortcuts and shit, which should be useful. Because I have a feeling I'm gonna tend to do a bunch of shit without even knowing it. But and then you can even see the click. Look at that. It makes a little Anyway, okay. We'll start a new project here, and in this little whatever you call this tutorial, I don't fucking know. I'm gonna record a record into Ableton, slice it up with the whack ass antiquated way that I do. Explain why I actually like it so much. I talk a lot of shit, and it's like a batshit way to do things, but it is really good for a lot of things that you can't do with like the new fancy sexy way. So first thing I'll do, go to preferences. You're going to want to set your input device to wherever your record is coming in from, or whatever your input is. Like, it doesn't have to be a record. Recording any audio into Ableton, normally it's going to be your same ass audio interface. You probably know what you're looking at here by now, but for me it's USB audio codec. Shout out to the $9 preamp to USB thing I have. Scarlett Solo USB is the out. Okay, perfect. We're squared away on that. So on any of these little audio tracks, wherever you want the audio to come into, you're going to click wherever you're getting these green blinkies. It might just be for one, it means you're getting mono audio or just the right channel. Sometimes it might just be for two. For me, I have a stereo, big league over here, varsity preamp to USB. So I have stereo, so I'm going to click that and press auto, which is going to let me hear what's coming in after I arm it for recording. So when you arm it for recording, then we see the little blinkies over here. That means audio is actually running through this audio track. I completely forget. Let me go grab a record. In fact, I got a little fresh batch I haven't even pulled from. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, can I pause OBS? Yes, I can. Okay, we got a Millie Jackson record. Looks like it's self-titled. Damn. 1972. Okay. Take it out, place it on your turntable, just turn the turntable on, and then we should, if I did this right, we should hear audio. Yeah. So you can hear it coming in. Hell yeah, baby. Getting some nice little audio there. I don't know how it's going to sound when it's recorded, but okay, this track sucks. We're going to skip to the next one. See what that sounds like. It's kind of funky, but a little over the top. I like that, but I hate that groove. Oh! What's this? Okay, yeah. Oh my god. Okay, we got a live one. That is fucking hot. So click, make sure you're selected on like a bar. Actually, it doesn't matter, but press record. All this is doing is grabbing whatever audio that comes in and sticking it in an audio track. And then play some of your record. Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back for this one. For informational purposes, we'll chop it up and do whatever, but this is a hottie. She gonna start singing? Hope so. Nope. Fooled me. Alright, whatever. I mean...
Some folks say we're all God's children.
Oh.
And maybe we are, I don't know.
She talking.
But sometimes Sometimes I find that rather hard to believe. And living in the ghetto like I do.
I mean, yeah, this is just
Everything going on, all that fussing and fighting and whatnot.
this is just exactly what you want when you're looking for samples.
Really makes it hard for me to believe. But right now, I would just like to tell you about some of the people you might find in my neighborhood.
Okay, she's gonna keep talking though, and we're just gonna grab. Again, this is instructional. So, good thing to call out here. I'm gonna stop the record. Fuck, even though that sounded fat. Good thing to call out. This auto feature, you can go in or auto in order to hear it. In is gonna let you hear it all the time when it's armed for recording. Auto is only gonna let you play it when you're not playing a track. So if the record was playing right now, no audio would be coming in, and then if I stopped it, you'd be getting audio from the record. And then off, of course, it doesn't let you hear it. It would still record audio, bring audio in, which is nice sometimes when you're dealing with like, let's say vocals. Like if you're singing over something, if you're playing an instrument over something, you don't want it to feed back. Whatever, getting ahead of myself here, but we'll unarm that. We've got what we need. We're gonna double click into this audio track. And it's warped. This is a super important button here. It's warped right now, but not to anything, right? Technically, the BPM of our project is 120 here, which is the default, but it warps itself just basically to keep itself where it is, which means when it's warped, if I slow this tempo down, so here, let's get a bass line. First of all, let me turn this up. It's really quiet. Yeah. Sounds normal. If we were to speed it up, it would go up, but not necessarily like 120 is not the BPM of this sample because we just recorded it and locked it to this 120 grid. It's completely arbitrary. But anyway, we'll go back to 120. You click into your, it doesn't really matter where it is. And we'll get into that's for another lesson. We'll get into actually like putting this on the grid and warping it that way. That's another way to sample, obviously, with raw audio. But in terms of chops and like playing them on your MIDI controller, you want this view down here. So you click into the audio clip, give yourself a little space. You can zoom in and out the same way you would just in the session view up here. Click and drag down when it turns into a magnifying glass. You can play it normally. It'll play it for you. But what you want to do, get down to where you can like see the hits, the chops that you want, right? And we'll just, so obviously I'm going to want that one. Double click there to set a warp marker. This is indicating where you want to chop to start, and it's automatically going to end your chop whenever you set the next warp marker. So, okay. Here is your first one. Here's your second one, because it's... Okay, there's your third one. And then, okay, you kind of get the point. I'll give us some more for... But you kind of start to get to know where it's going to be. Maybe not. I fucked that one up. Whatever, not important. And you can change these later too, so it's really not that big of a deal if you fuck one up like I just did there. In fact, I'll fuck one up on purpose so we can go back and fix it later. Oh, whoops! Clicked way in front of the beat. That's fine. We'll fix it later. Thanks, Ableton.
Okay.
I've got it. So that's done, right? These are going to be your chops. So from warp marker to warp marker, that is when you place two of them, that is what your chops are going to be, right? So that's going to be a chop. This one's going to be a chop, and so on. So what you want to do next, and this is where it gets dicey, most people would just say, okay, warp it to a grid, and drag it into a simpler, right? The only way you used to be able to do it is to right-click, slice to new MIDI track, create and slice per warp marker. Remember, that's what you set. Slicing preset. This is I'm going to use Ski preset, which you won't have, but I'll send it to you. It's basically just going to enable you to you could click any of these really and take the effects off and turn it into Ski preset. Built-in and built-in zero velocity are going to slice it to a drum rack, which I guess is cool if you have like an MPC or you're chopping a break, but Ski preset's going to slice it to a sampler, which is important. Not simpler, not the pussy version of sampler, Big Daddy sampler, the Big Hoss. So we'll press OK, and I'll send you Ski preset. Yeah, I think you just drag it into Ableton and it'll give it to you, but yeah, it's somewhere. I'll find it. Anyway, turn the volume up because it's going to be pretty quiet, I betcha. And then already we can... So you can kind of see what keys I'm pressing over here, and I'll give us... Can I enhance this view? No. But... I've got my chops, baby. Cool, nice. I mean, whatever, could have done better, but in this filter tab right here, a couple of different things you can do here, but mainly the things that I want, this is the volume envelope, right? So you can imagine this as being what sound is going to come out when you hit a key. And it's playing back each one of these chops unwarped. So like if you remember our warping view right here, it's taking this and I don't know why I clicked that, but it's taking this and playing it back at the original clip's speed, right? So if we unwarp it, all the warp markers go away. That's the speed you're getting. It's the true speed of the actual sample. It's not basing it off of what you dragged in when it was warped. If you had fucked with the tempo and dragged it in, it wouldn't have mattered. It's going off the original sample. So it's playing back those slices as their own little bits of audio and triggering them on a new MIDI key each time you do. So we'll click back into that, and this is confusing as shit. I usually don't rename stuff, but the MIDI track is called audio, so we'll call that chops. Nice. So goofy. And yeah. But filter, right, lets you turn it up, lets you map it to like velocity. So you can do that if you want. I never do. Release, we can turn the release way down, and then it's not going to play out when I just tap a key. So that's that. Then decay, this is like, so sustain is how loud it is once it gets through the decay, if that makes sense. But you turn the sustain down and your decay is 600 milliseconds. If you hold down that key, it's going to follow this little arc. But if I let go really quickly, it's going to stop and play out because the release is long at wherever I stop in this arc. So if that makes sense. I wouldn't fuck with them. I like this, which is just the generic Ski preset, but voices, you always want to keep it 1 as well. If you have 2 or 3 or 4, that means they can play together. So just as an example. You don't want that. 1 is going to let you, it cuts it when the next note is played, which kind of gives it more of like a, fucking OG sampler feel. Filter, you can turn that on, fuck with the filter. Nice, nice, nice. Filter envelope, you can even get weird with that. Turn the amount up and it's going to give you like a... Always reminds me of the Paul McCartney Christmas song. Fucking... You know what I'm talking about. Pitch is the next tab we'll go to, and this is like, it's so small, but it's so powerful because you have these unwarped, like I said, samples. They're going to speed up as you pitch them up because they're not warped to any grid. Ordinarily, if you pitched a warped audio clip up, it would stay the same tempo, and Ableton would kind of use its fucking DeepMind learning algorithm to give you a higher pitch. With these, it's unwarped, so it's just going to speed them up when you pitch them up. So okay, so that's +7. That's a little extreme. What if we just did +3? Okay, whatever. I mean, you know, this is for teaching purposes. Oh, we found our fucked one. Okay, so on our fucked one, we can go up here and we see it's this note right here. So we're looking for which one aligns with that note. It's going to be this one right here, slice 9. So we can click into slice 9 and actually change it, which is so sick. So we fixed it. But anyway, we're still in the sampler. Doesn't matter what slice we're always globally, we're changing all the slices with this little knob here, but we'll turn it down, we'll turn it up, fuck it, to sure, 3. So then you get kind of in your mind what you want to play. Super important to feel out what the tempo is going to be for this method, right? So we'll kind of just feel it out. No. So about 161.5. Definitely just bump that up to a round number. Don't be that guy. What if you want to send me stems and I have to figure out the fucking anyway, then we can arm your MIDI track for. See, I feel like I'm doing a bunch of shit without explaining it. It's probably not super helpful. But this MIDI track, right, this is our track currently armed for recording. If it wasn't, you couldn't even hear it. But then when you turn that on, you can. I'm sure that was nice. I've got the mic on the same table as the key. But so that's about the tempo. Let's see how close we were. Close enough, baby. So basically cue her up at a starting point here and hit record. Keep that metronome on and try to get as close as you can, or don't. Really, whatever you want to do. And you're gonna, it's weird. You'll see what I mean, but it's fucking weird, so. So, as you can tell, way off, which doesn't super matter, but we're going to drag it into kind of the beginning of what we played here. And when you play it back, first of all, I always like to start it at a... It's not that off, but it's off enough to where I want to quantize it. So let's say we want to start it here, right? Command E, slice it, get rid of this. We don't need this. Oh, why didn't that first note play? Well, that's actually a great segue into why quantization is important. So if we zoom in, double click on the MIDI clip and zoom in, we see that this note starts before the clip. So it's not going to play because it's playing from the beginning of this clip. So the beginning of the clip, if it doesn't trigger, it's not going to hit a note and you're not going to get audio. So how to get everything matched up to the grid? Click into your MIDI clip, select all, right click, quantize settings. Let's think. So you can quantize to any little, you can even quantize to triplets, which is nuts, but I'm going to quantize to 1/8 and we'll press apply and it just snaps it to your grid for you. So let's say you hated a piece of that, which I did. And the good shit starts again right there. Okay, sick. So let's go back up here. Turn your eyes back up here. So I hate this. I hate that too. So we can just delete it, which is super hype because then we can drag this back. So that sounded wrong. What happened there? We had a snare hitting on the first beat. We can just drag that in, drag it back so they're kissing. God, I'm gassy today. And then so cool. That's a loop. So select what you want to loop, and then I just like to get a feel for it. Okay, that's not cut, so we'll cut that real quick. Get rid of what you don't need. Keep a clean workspace. But now it's looping there for you. And then the beauty, this is the first reason why this is just a fantastic method of sampling. You can fuck with all of these little slices collectively right from here, and it's not going to change the recording of what you played. So people that use Simpler, people that pay $100 for Serato Sampler, it's not allowing you to maintain the unwarped audio clips as a slice is being triggered from the MIDI controller. So let's say I wanted to turn this down. Kind of like a little stuttered, like, you know, just a little groovy. Oh shit. Fuck, someone's calling me. Give me a second. All right, I'm back. Fucking somebody calling about my Medicare benefit plan. It's expiring. Get a lot of those calls. Anyway, where were we here? Oh yeah, I was just talking about the pitch. So you can like fuck with any of these while everything is you've basically just recorded yourself hitting these notes, inputting these, triggering these samples perfectly on every beat, and you can fuck with the individual samples by themselves from the sampler. So let's say I wanted to turn it way down, get nuts with it. Get kind of a swinging thing. Okay, so that sounds whack, right? Because there's little silence in between the. Well, the beauty of it is you can change the tempo. I can turn the tempo up. And you can do that to your liking. It's not warping it for you. It's not locking you into any one way to do it. But let's turn it way back down. I don't remember what it was at originally, but we'll turn both the tempo and the pitch down. Okay, sure. Nice little sample there. We'll go back to filter. You can put a filter on it. And now each of these. Wow, nice, nice, nice. Shaper, you make it a little angry. Yeah, no, maybe let's not do that. Pitch, spread, you can even, right, it's going to give it like some fake stereo image if you want to. You can put an envelope on it even. You can just do crazy shit to each of these individual chops, okay? Slap an LFO on there, why not? Like, it sounds like shit, but it's cleaner than any other. It's cleaner than Simpler. It's cleaner than any of those things. And half the shit you can't even do in any of the other stock ways to sample in Ableton. So this is the way, in my opinion. But regardless, okay, great. Now we've got our little loop going. Let's say we wanted to add a break to it. Doesn't really matter what your tempo is. Sure, drag that in. Fucking change that to repitch. Okay, then, you know, you could even add a little saturator. Bring out those highs. Bring out those highs. Wow, crispy. Crispy, clean. It's a nice little bass sound. Oh, what if we brought it back down? Wow, immediately lo-fi hip-hop. Okay, what if we wanted to layer a kick on there? Random kick. Just match them up to the... And you hold, shit, I guess it's Alt, or an Option. I don't know. You hold one of the keys while you're dragging something to duplicate it. It's super helpful. Okay. Select that, dupe that out. Okay, and we're clipping to death here, so we'll turn these down. And this is raw audio. You could drag a kick to a sampler too, which would be sick. Because then you could do basically a MIDI clip of these kicks playing just like the samples were. They just would be the same kick. With a bunch of different pitches, right? Okay, maybe a little snare action. No, wait. Yeah, I think I gave everyone that will be watching this video the Ninth Wonder kit. Sure. Sounds like shit, but you know, this is a tutorial. I always feel like it's like a phantom. You can kind of hear a pitch in it. That looks so fucking goofy. Okay, now advanced, right? Step 2. Let's select the entire track. Make sure that's selected. Duplicate that. Delete these, so clear one of them out. And then you can go into this one. So this is separate from the first one. I know it looks the same. These are two different clips. What if we pitched that up to 13, so 12 up, a full octave up? Shit. Nice. Nice. Okay, maybe give it a little attack. Okay, and then maybe instead of a low pass filter, we switch it to a high pass filter. Or maybe even a band pass filter. Nice, nice. Okay, what if we toss some Ableton stock delay on there? Everybody's got this. What if we did that? Yeah. You know, and it's just, that's what I'm saying. That's what you can't do if you use simpler, if you use the Serato sample. Like, there's just endless variations on this. You could reverse them. You could do crazy shit in here, is what I'm getting at. You can even change the global time. Like, it'll like turn all the envelopes up or down at once. Like, the sampler's so powerful, and not many people use it for sampling, which is ironic, isn't it? But anyway, trash beat, but it's for learning purposes. So thrilled. Oh, Jesus Christ, have I been talking for 30 minutes? Probably more. Oh my God, tragic. Okay, well, I hope this was helpful, guys.